Welcome back to JayFix. Today I've got a 2010 Mitsubishi Triton here. It's due for an oil change, so we're going to give you a bit of a insight on what's involved in it, because there is a bit involved with this. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. So we're going to take this plate off because it's covering a lot of the bottom of the motor. From what I've seen, there's 4 bolts holding it on. They are 12mm. And I've sprayed these with some penetrating oil just before, and I'm going to get an impact on there and use that on there to try and loosen them off. It's a bit dented up, so it's a bit hard to see, but yeah, there is bolts in each corner. So let's do that. Righto, so we've got that plate off. There was 4 screws, 12mm, and now it's given us a bit better access to the motor, bottom of the motor, so we can get to the oil filter and the sump plug. So let's get into that. Okay, so the oil filter on this is not really easily accessible. You can just see it there. From the top of the car, it's actually below the alternator. So we've got to somehow try and get in there and get that out. Fun times. Righto, so we did get that filter off relatively easily by hand, believe it or not. So if you have trouble getting it there, you're going to have to get some sort of tool in there to get it off. There's a variety of different tools that you can get, but just give it a run. Hopefully you can get it with your hand. If not, yep, you might be in for a bit of a good time. But anyway, next step is we'll drain this oil out and change the filter. I'll give you some part numbers. Okay, so I'm going non-genuine with the filter and oil today, using Ryco, which is a pretty good brand. The part number there you can see is Z411. The oil I'm using today is Castrol Edge Titanium 10W30. Let's get stuck in. Okay, so I've just referred to the owner's manual here, and according to this, ours is the 2400 one. So in total it's going to take 4.3 litres. So we've got a 5 litre oil there, so we should be right. So let's do it. Not a bad idea too when you've got your things apart like that, just to give them a good clean. Spray them with degreaser or brake clean. Give them a bit of a clean up. That's what we're going to do with that guard, and just give it a bit of a general clean up around the area. Alright, so there's the oil drain plug. You can see this one's got a copper brush washer on it. A while ago I bought a set off eBay. Now I don't know how good the quality is of these, but I have used them before and they seem okay. So let's rummage through one and see if we'll rummage through this and we'll see if we can find one. Okay, so I think we've got a winner here. This one here seems to fit just about perfect. So we're going to use that one. Let's go. Alright, so we're just going to chuck this sump plug back in now before we deal with the oil filter. There is going to be a bit of spillage, but it's really unavoidable where the location of this is, so just bear with it, let it drain, we'll be back. This is the oil filter that we pulled off that. I have never heard of that brand personally myself. It's upside down, I know, but I'm pretty sure it says Cooper WZ411, so I don't know how old that is. If you guys know anything about it, let me know in the comments. Okay, so I'm here in, well, this is a right-hand drive car. So this is the driver's side, which is the oil filter is located at. Now, I haven't worked on this car before, so I don't know anything about it, but I've just realised if you take these clips out, there's a few clips here, this flap will come up and give you the access you need. You can see the oil filter well, it hasn't been installed there, but you can see where it goes in there, and I think that's been intentional, so that's my fault, but for future reference, that's probably a better way to do it. So because we've got this newfound information, we're actually going to put the old oil filter back on this way and just see whether it is easier to get through here, because I'm sure it is. So we'll just give this a bit of a clean up and we'll be back to put that in. Okay, so it turns out it is much easier doing it this way, and I'm sure that's how it's probably done in a proper service by Mitsubishi. Anyway, ruined a couple of clips putting that in, so we'll just replace them. I've got a few of those, so you can get them off eBay pretty cheap too, because there's no sense spending big money on them because they always break. So I didn't have, well, I had some clips there, but the holes in that didn't match up, so I had to use the old clips. But anyway, half of them weren't in to begin with, so we tidied that area up and it's good to go. It looks professional. Okay, so this is the 2400 model, so it takes 4.3 litres of engine oil, so let's go plonk that in there now. So there we go, check the dipstick. Okay, so we've put our 4.3 litres of oil in, and haven't started it yet. We're just going to check the levels, but I'm pretty sure we're not too bad. Let's have a look. Not bad. It's right on the top mark, which is means it's full, so I think we're pretty good. Okie doke, so we've got everything back together. Sump plugs are obviously in, oil filters in and torque down, caps on, and we're ready to start just to see how this goes. Started straight up. Anyway, if you guys liked this video, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one.